Hi everyone, I'm Raven the Swift, and welcome to Raven Reviews. In this segment, I review videos sent to my Discord channel, Swift Combat and Fitness, and typically I review semi-competitive footage, usually their first to tens and stuff like that. A first to 10 is basically the first person in their match to win 10 times wins the thing. If you don't know me, I basically have done foam fighting for about 20 years. I've won about 15 tournaments from all across the United States in different regions, most of which were my wins against other colleagues and stuff, or warlords and sword knights themselves. Sometimes those tournaments had multiple people in them, multiple sword knights and warlords in them. Nonetheless, I'm pretty alright at sword fighting, and I do film reviews. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. This is STUGS versus Nip, and Nip is a fighter from originally from Colorado. I think he lives in West Virginia or Virginia now. He's a very proficient fighter. Comes from a long lineage of really good fighters. And STUGS is a fighter that I've seen also from Virginia fighting in my last video with Fezzik. And I think both these guys are pretty explosive fighters, so I'm kind of excited to see what they do. Again, if you've never seen one of my reviews, basically I don't talk about precisely where the shots landed and all that stuff because I don't think it's as valuable as identifying the patterns and behaviors that can make these fighters better at fighting. It's also not just something helpful to talk about as far as, did someone get hit by something or did they not? So anyways, let's go ahead and get into it and let's go. All right. Feeling each other out. I like the patience here. Both legs there by STUGS. I want to see a little bit more setups here by Nip. Mechanically, he's very clean, which I like. Despite some of the lack of setup and Nip's attacks, I like that he's very confident and he's committing to the attacks. That's really good. It's a really good habit to have. STUGS there against the back wall. Great time to attack him. I'm going to go back to this because I want to see how it went. Really simple setup. I like that Nip attacked body once he got past his hand instead of attacking his arm. That's mathematically good in fighting because an arm only wounds them, a body will kill them immediately. That's a good capitalization by Nip in taking that range. Good exchanges. 3-0. I think STUGS got that stab on Nip. Oh no, it's I'm sorry. I've been calling this wrong the whole time. Nip's the one who's leading in this case. I thought Nip was talking and it was actually STUGS. So Nip is actually leading 4-0, which makes sense because I was like, that seems really weird. Let's go back to this last fight. Something I love that Nip does is we're just going to go back is that before he ever throws an attack, I'm going to go back a little bit more. He always is leaning in to really tell you that he's about to hit you. That way he's telling his, in this case it's a good use of telling because he's telling his opponents that he's coming forward, which helps his feint and his setup when he goes to actually attack them. Good outside block by Nip. I like that he has a lot of composure here and just goes outside block double tap. It's exactly what you should do. Got to see some adjustment here by STUGS. One thing that STUGS does, and I noted in my last video, is that when he actually comes in attack, he kind of closes range with a giant step, and he usually gets committed to the outside, which bars him from making attacks to the inside of his opponent's body. I'll try to show you guys in a second. So we're going to see a big step. He has a hop with his lead foot, and he's pivoting in the air, which I like athleticism and stuff like that, but he's attacking with this cross attack here. It's called a flat cross or whatever you want. This is just a standard cross. And he's going to get kind of stuck on the outside of Nip's sword. And now Nip, because STUGS has to land in this awkward position where he's having to recover his feet, Nip doesn't have to move and therefore can make faster attacks against STUGS, if this makes sense, right? Because STUGS can't move his feet, he can't make quicker attacks, and because he's not connected to the ground, his sword swings aren't quite as fast as Nip's are, whereas Nip's being rooted into the ground can make quicker attacks. Let's go back and see the whole exchange again. Big leap in, 2 shots to the arm. 4-0. That was cool. Let's go back and look at that. That was a really nice stab by Nip. 5-0 towards Nip. I like that Nip prepared this stab by throwing this big attack. See how kind of like he throws his attack and then he kind of like pauses there for a second to show emphasis to his opponent, and that was the first thing that sets up the stab, is because he threw his cross and he's like, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna hit you with this cross," and then he just kind of feints it and throws a stab. They got a Simo. I feel like STUGS could be a little bit more patient there and got the win, because he took ground from his opponent pretty well. Nice money shot. Again, Nip capitalizing on this big stab by STUGS. Throws a sweet money shot. Let's go ahead and look at it again. Yeah, when you're leaping at your opponent and taking these long attacks, it doesn't allow you to make these coordination adjustments that you need to make. And against someone who's proficient in feints and stabs like Nip is, it's really, really dangerous. It's unfortunate. STUGS lost the position there and kind of got put in a bad position. It's unfortunate. Throw out the arm. Let's see if he... Again, there's that setup. Let's see what he throws up. But he's going to throw a money shot. He missed that first one. I think he wants it again. Oh, he got hit in the arm. Looks like he got hit in the arm. I don't know. He switched hands. Good composure by Nip. I like that he takes a step in, and STUGS doesn't defend this step in. He conceded the resource here, and the resource is range. So Nip takes a step in. STUGS doesn't contest it, gives up that range, which allows Nip to start the fight, quote unquote, closer than he normally would have, which is going to be kind of a bad position for STUGS. And then it's just a matter of a small step forward, a fake, and a throw. I think that was 10-1. Maybe it was 10-0. I'm not really sure. But anyway, that was a really good fight by both these guys. Nip is a pretty good fighter. I think he's a warlord. He may not be. I may be conflating that with something else. I know he's very close, if he isn't. But yeah, that's a really good fight from these guys out in Virginia. Yeah, so that's the end of the recording. But so yeah, my channel is now sponsored by Optimum Arms. If you don't know what Optimum Arms is Optimum Arms makes the best weapons in boffer sports, period. They seek to advance themselves in their technologies and stuff that they bring into the market, and it is wonderful stuff. If you can, check out their website. I know I use their technology. Anyway, guys, I'll check you later. Have a good night.